Love, I'm Adeline.
And I'm Valerie.
And you're listening to the Hey Love podcast.
We know just what it's like to have a queer and woman-owned small business team. After all, we're Hey Love Studio.
Here, we'll be sharing our tips and tricks of what we have learned over the few years running a small business.
Whether it's a marketing strategy or how to get new clients or how to even just treat the clients you already have better, we're going to let you in on all the little secrets that make our team successful.
So join us along while we untap these topics to make sure you shine and hype your clients up and pay those bills.
All right, so today we're going to talk about why we started and kind of how we started Hey Love Studio. It's been such an amazing journey and it's only been a few years. Addie, how did you decide to start it?
So in 2000 and something, I'm not going to give away my age, I got my first camera. It was a DSLR camera, and I realized how quickly I loved taking photos, but absolutely hated the learning curve. So it was about 2 years with this camera. I still wasn't getting the pictures I wanted, not realizing it's because I have bad lenses and the kit lens is not great and stuff. Just comparing myself to others, right? And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna give this camera away. And I actually gifted it to my brother. And it was my first year in South Korea. My mum came and I was just sitting there and I was like, Mum, just give it to George. But what I didn't realize is just because my camera was laying there, I was constantly taking photos on my phone and using professional editing equipment like Visco. Do you remember Visco and stuff? Back then it was, I don't want to say equivalent, but it had more than just your filter that you put on Instagram. Hashtag that purple filter, everyone used it, not me. And essentially what I didn't realize was I was building my own presets and stuff. When we met, Chris gifted me a 35mm camera, and it took me from phone photos to film, and it brought storytelling to me in a different way, where previously I was documenting my own life. I liked nature photography and stuff like that, and you know, the typical
selfies.
Well, no. But butterflies and
buildings a lot as well.
Yes, but that came on later. But then I got my 35mm film camera, and Chris really inspired me to do street photography, and I realized I really love capturing lights and shadows and stuff. But then we got published in a local magazine in Jeonju, and the 2 articles I got published for was using my iPhone pictures that I edited with my iPhone with the Visco software. I loved creating, I still do, and I really want to revert back to it, but I created collages out of it. It got published, and the one was a Hanok stay into
a traditional Korean house, like overnight stay, and
the other one was a film festival. And I loved photographing you. That was something that extremely was powerful for me. In any case, why did I start Hey Love? Fast forward, we wanted to get married. South Korea couldn't allow us to do that. And we were like, where do we go? It's COVID, America. And we chose to immigrate. Well, I chose to immigrate here.
Well, at that point, we just chose to come here and get married. It wasn't until we were here and we realized how challenging it was just to get Addie here on a tourist visa so we could get married, because we had plans to go back to Korea. But once we went through all that, it was like, no, okay, forget that. We're going to change it over into a spousal visa, which is why we're here now. And it was while you were waiting for that spousal visa that you had the opportunity to get a proper camera. I was teaching at the time, and I spent probably my entire paycheck on our first Sony A7 IV.
Which I still shoot with
today. We love that little guy. I'm sure that the shutter count is obscene. But in any case, that was your first time now to go from basically the DSLR you had back in Korea to your phone to your 35mm now to, you know, a mirrorless, high quality professional camera.
Well, now spin story 2. I bought it with a kit lens.
Yes, and so how did you feel at first with that?
I hated
lens? Yeah.
It took me 10 years to get here. Got a proper camera now, and here I am taking photos of myself. Yes, but for me, then I realized I need to niche down, and I need to see what I want to do and who I want to create for and why I want to create it. And essentially also make money out of it, because I don't want to do anything else than this. And it was a combination between seeing what we went through to get to queer vendors and have people who capture us authentically for who we are, and also just meeting other photographers, especially men, white men, that I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to be someone else in the industry and invite inclusivity, invite celebration, invite this. And don't get me wrong, I didn't think weddings was my first choice. I think family photography is how we started Hey Love.
Yeah, it is.
First shoot was your teacher Michelle's daughter,
family,
and the special thing about that was her daughter has special needs. And she is non-verbal, but obviously communicate in her own ways. And we went to a Chick-fil-A, and I got to document her special day.
Yeah.
And looking back now, I've grown so much. But I know how much those photos gifted back to that family that I realized, like, this is where I want to be.
And I think it's so funny because in our business, we still do a lot of family photography. I mean, anyways, you're going to do that on a wedding day. But
affirming photography is very important for us.
But what we've realized, though, is, again, just like with wedding photography, when the family is standing in a row and we snap a pic, that's not the one that speaks to us. It's the one that the photos that always speak to us at Hey Love Studio is when the family is engaging with one another and is celebrating one another. In that case, they honor the fact that she was obsessed with Chick-fil-A. Mom made her this whole Chick-fil-A outfit. Dad took the day off of work so that way they could go at Chick-fil-A like off-peak hours, so she wouldn't be overstimulated. And those photos were incredible. And so when I think about Hey Love Studio, and
I do want to say, back then it wasn't even Hey Love. It was Photos by Adeline.
So why did you change the name? Because of me.
So after Photos by Adeline, it never sat with me well, but
that's the way most photographers start their business. It's
like,
industry standard that it's your name, photography.
Yeah. But then I enjoyed it so much that I actually got busy. Like, I got lucky. I'm very privileged. I'm very fortunate in the photography industry to have, say, I picked up my camera in November, and by April, I had a fully booked April. Like, it's not known. I made 4K that month. And I mean, no one knows who I am. Any case, Photos by Adeline. And then I asked you to join me because luckily I was born with ADHD, dyslexia, autism, and all I wanted to do is take photos. But the big thing about our business is the clientele part, taking care of your clients and making sure you can grow there.
And also just like organizing the camera images. Are the SD cards stored in a proper way? Have the images been uploaded into Lightroom? Have they all been delivered, or have you just delivered the sneak peek? Addie gets very excited for the sneak peeks. You're gonna get them like within 30 minutes of us getting home. But did the rest of the photos get done? And that's where I joined in. And I felt so weird emailing people and being like, hey, so can't wait until our next session together. Signed, Valerie from Photos by Adeline. I thought it was weird, like attaching my name to Photos by Adeline. I'm not Adeline. Who am I? And now looking back, like, honestly, it's silly, but it forced us to change
I told you it was silly.
Yeah, but it forced us to change our business name, and I think that's been such a beautiful thing. Why did we choose Hey Love?
So choosing your name for your business, I feel like, is a very essential part of branding. I think it's who you are. I think it's the centerpiece, and people overlook it. And I really want to, listeners, if you're in creative world, please choose a name that speaks to you, but also your clients, the people who you want to attract.
We did not want to attract timeless, generic wedding photography.
Photos by Adeline. It's not just Adeline. It's you too. It's your clients. It's my wife. It's my cats.
It's love.
Yeah.
For us, it was love.
And I'm going to be very honest here.
The other reason was because we always say to each other, hey, Leafy, hey, Leafy. But we knew that nobody would know what Leafy is. What is Leafy?
Yeah. Leafy is a nickname in Afrikaans, which is my native tongue, my home language. We say hey love a lot to each other. And I'm going to be very honest. We took about 6 months of you working with us. 7 months. No, might have been longer. It might have been a year.
While. It was a minute.
Might have been a year where we just hated our name. And we loved what we were doing.
Yeah.
And weddings grew and families grew and we invited people into our space. And I just loved doing what we are doing. We grew into photography, but this name was horrible.
Yeah.
I went to ChatGPT. I'm going to be honest. I went to ChatGPT. We've asked so many people, what should be our name?
Yeah.
But now I use ChatGPT the proper way, and this is another podcast for another day. But I just like, hey guys, hey chat, Queen Slay. This is who we are, and this is what we stand for. And here's our values, our people we're serving. Can you give me 10 names? And I've done this a million times with chat. A million times. And every time it's like, eternity photography.
Slay Queen photography.
It's
rainbow photography.
It's just
I'm gay photos. Like, I mean, there was some stuff that we were both just like, ugh.
And there's one time I did it, and it came up with a few things, and Hey Love Studio was right there in the middle of them, and I looked at you and I was like, Hey Love Studio, and that was the first time we were like, yes,
done. That's the name.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
And here we are today. We have, how many weddings have we photographed? Over 30-ish.
Oh, I can't even.
Video, like, weddings in a year.
It's been so many. Each one is a joy. Families, countless families, newborns, maternity. I mean, at this point, we probably have photographed just about every moment of somebody's life. We haven't photographed, like, end of life, but we have photographed 90-year-old birthday parties, multiple 90-year-old birthdays.
I don't want to say that because we did capture...
we got to capture a puppy dog before she crossed over the rainbow bridge.
Yeah.
So we've really have had the honor of celebrating and respecting and capturing moments of people and their animals at every stages of life. And with Hey Love, it's really special because we really feel like every client is part of our love story, part of our family story, you know? So,
in short, I started Hey Love Studio because I loved capturing people and times and moments in life, and I wanted to do it in a way where it felt really, I hate this word, but raw and true. Like, I absolutely love it when people come to me and invite me into their space. It's a privilege, and I always say that. If a queer couple comes to me and say, hey, we want you to document us, thank you. It's an honor. It will always be an honor. I know that the wedding industry or photography industry is oversaturated. There are more photographers than what there should be, in my opinion. But I am every time so humble that we get to be the people there. And I love that we got to create this together too, you know? And I'm very excited for where we are going in the next few years. I really want to shoot, so shameless plug, invite me to Australia, please. South Africans, I need you to invite me too, and most likely the UK. So, okay, I want to go international with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, we have your brother's wedding coming up, and her mom has already soft launched the idea that we're going to photograph that. So I cannot wait for our first monster mother-in-law to be your own mother.
I mean, I grew up with her. I know what to do. I know what to do.
And I don't speak the language, so I'm just going to be like, sounds good! Good, we got the picture, we're done. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a great time. So, in any case, if you're overseas or literally anywhere and you need the best gay photo and video team, check us out.
Do you want to go into like tips if someone wants to start their own Hey Love Studio?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that. So you're a photographer, you're a creative person, and you want to start your own creative business, and specifically like a photography or videography business featuring like love and focusing on affirming photography. So that's a big thing for us. We'll talk about authentic photography a lot in our business, but a lot of it is very affirming. I know, but it's more common in the industry. Affirming photography is what we like to talk about. So if you're ready to start your own affirming photography, number one tip is get at least one good camera and one good lens. I'll be honest.
A kit lens is not it.
It's not going to do well for you.
If you want really one good lens, go with a zoom lens. Most likely everyone's going to tell you this, but a 24-70 f2.8. I think
buy it used.
Huh?
Buy it used.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Please buy your camera gear used too. Don't buy anything new. I think we've bought my first camera new and then realized we shouldn't have. Any case, and thereon we've only bought secondhand stuff. But we have great people. If you're in the Dallas area, we've great people. So like comment down below or just email us.
Reach out to us at our
and
Instagram.
I'm happy to send you some camera stores that we really, really trust. But I would say get a good camera.
I would say get a good system. So that was something we really noticed in the glow up, going from Addie managing all of her like importing to going to
me. It was important.
Get a good system and know which SD cards you're importing, where they are, save them.
Yeah. A million photographers who will tell you this. Dual shot, shoot dual SD card. Can you say that in English?
So dual slots in your camera are super important. It's less important if you're doing like certain photography, like product photography, something where it'd be pretty easy to maybe replicate the same image again. But when you're shooting any kind of event or family, something where there's just one moment and then it could be gone, you have to dual slot. And that's because if one SD card fails, you have another immediate backup. And so part of our business process is that as soon as we come home, we upload all of our photos not only into our SSD SSD, which is going to host our Lightroom. We do everything through Lightroom, but then we also back up all the RAWs onto 2 external hard drives. And then we keep that SD card kind of protected and safe and, I don't know, what's the word you use? Like
hibernate it
until we are completely done with the gallery.
Honestly, this is a whole podcast we can go into.
But if we're talking about tips, you got to get a good camera, you got to get a good system, and then, I don't know, just like show off that you care about people. I think that's why you got so busy at the beginning and why we continue to be so busy is because you continually show your clients how much you care about them and their story.
I want to put in there with that is putting yourself out there in the community. I hate it when photographers say this to me or other business people. It's like, put yourself out in the community. What does that mean? So here's what that means. You either go to Pride festivals and you go meet other queers and you can just introduce yourself and say, hey, I love creating photography. You keen on doing some photos for me, with me, you know, like, and then
shoot for nonprofits. That's another big way to get experience and help your community and make connections.
Yes. We're privileged that we've helped Texas Equality and Black Tie Dinner, like get out in the community. That's how you do it. You go to Pride Festival events, you go to nonprofit events. Sure, go to B2Bs, those are not your people.
Well, maybe not. But.
Yeah, but go to events where your people are. You're not going to meet them at the club, honey. You're not going to go and take a shooter and then they're going to turn into a wedding client. You have to meet them where they are investing in their own relationships, and that's usually where you find those. And then bonus is just charge what you are worth. Doing cost of business is such a big topic, and we can talk about it later on, but charge what you're worth. The photography, and this is, I'm gonna go my high horse now, the photography industry has cheapened itself by doing it to itself.
It's become a race to the bottom, which, while that can be beneficial and we need to have equity in like how our clients can pay us, right?
It's more like
photographers need to also recognize that it costs money to run our business. It's not a free thing. Even just showing up with my camera, every time I take a picture, I'm reducing my shutter count. So if you're not paying me at all for a session, you're literally hurting my gear for your images.
For me, it's just like photography was never meant to be something that you can do every day. It's especially what we do. It's meant to be something that
is special.
That's special and is
it doesn't need to be
an investment.
Yeah.
I hate when photographers put those word investment instead of pricing, but it's generally investment. It's way more than picking up your iPhone and taking a photo.
Yeah.
So just price yourself accordingly. Start off with a few $100s, then go up to thousands, and then if you want millions, that's my next goal, is a few millions. I'm joking. Imagine.
I'm like, I still want to be accessible. That's not accessible.
Yeah, and that's the true part, is also being accessible, yeah. But just know your worth. Something that accelerated me is I found a mentor.
Yeah. So find a good person in the photography education sphere who can actually help you see where you need to grow in your skills. They complement your work, but they can also criticize it nicely. We work with a great mentor, and she's really helped us elevate not only our skills, but also our brand and just who we are. She's helped us to also trust ourselves. You know, when you are starting out in a new business, especially a creative one, you're going to get feedback from everybody. My father loves to say to me,
oh my God,
that's a good photo, with no expression.
No, the best part is when I got my camera, your dad was like, oh, I know your photos are good the day you take photos, and your clients say, oh, that's my funeral photo.
Yeah, granted,
that's his standard.
Granted, he's an older boomer, so maybe he's thinking about that a little more than the average person.
Hey,
but yes,
you took my funeral photo.
You're going to get a lot of feedback from everybody, and sometimes all of that feedback mixed in with your own criticism, right? Your own self-reflection can become a lot of like negative self-talk, and it can become no longer beneficial to you as an artist.
Yeah.
So definitely get a mentor who can actually say, hey, whoa, hold up a second. These photos are gorgeous.
Can I be a mentor? Yes.
Yeah, if you're ready, Addie could mentor you. But you want somebody who can tell you, like, hey, your images are good here, and you don't need to be shy or embarrassed, but hey, here's like 3 ways to make them even better. Yeah. Here's a skill to practice. You know, that's what you want in a mentor. And so yeah, definitely recommend that. Any last tips you would give to somebody ready to start their own Hey Love Studio creative agency?
Yeah, this is a hard one. Compare yourself to yourself, but don't be overly critical to yourself either. My biggest growth is looking at my own photography, see where I want to be, and then go from there. You're gonna burn out if you constantly chase other people's photography styles. focus on yourself. Otherwise, I promise you, you will give up more than what you want.
Cool. Well, I hope you learned a little bit about our story, why we started Hey Love Studio, how it grew from Photos by Adeline to Hey Love Studio, and hopefully how you can even make your own amazing studio and make a difference in everybody's lives. So join us next time. We'll talk about something else.
Hey, I can't wait. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today, and hopefully you've learned something.
Yeah, if something really stuck with you today, please consider sharing it with another photographer, videographer, or creative. Make sure you hit follow and consider leaving us a review.
And if you love this chaos, please ensure that you follow us on Instagram at Hey Love Studio. This is where we share our BTS, our beautiful queer love, and other couples, and we would love to see you there.
Until next time, keep creating,
keep celebrating,
and know that, hey love, we got you.